Hey guys, Chris Rivers here. Hope you're doing awesome today. I mean, this is day 9 of the productivity challenge. So hopefully you're a boss at this and you're getting your email inbox down to 0. You've got your base down. Today we're going to talk about Calendar and how powerful this tool is and just some ways that you can use it. So Abe Lincoln was off this week. As you can tell, he's got a project that he's working on right now. But let's jump in. Let's talk about Calendar. Let's talk about how to set up our base so that you can rock your productivity. And let's get jumping in, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do, you could have gone to your settings, or you could have gone over here and looked at your email. That's really kind of fun. You can see that right now we're supposed to be doing something, and we're doing that right now. But if you want to find your email, you can simply, find your calendar from when you're within your email. Just go to Google Apps, click on Calendar, and that'll open up this calendar here. Okay. So basic things on the left-hand side, you can see this calendar. You can see that you can add a friend's calendar. So if a workmate or somebody else in your organization, or even just you want to see someone's email, like for instance, if you wanted to put Chris Rivers's calendar in there, I actually allow mine to be made available to people. So if you wanted to see their calendar, you could, and you can click check off. This is really helpful when you're trying to schedule a meeting with people, especially multiple people. So we're going to talk about how to set that up. But you can just minimize some of these if you don't want to see them. And then down here is where you can actually create a calendar event. We're going to do that in our next video. But what we're going to do now is just create our settings and make sure that they're all set up. So let's go ahead and click on this gear icon. We're going to click on settings, and we're going to look at this main page. This is our general section. We'll look at Abe Lincoln's settings in a minute, but pretty self-explanatory. You can, we're using English, United States, time format if you want to change it to Army time. Time zone, I'm going to display 2 time zones in here. I work with teams in Central America. So, if that's in Central Time. So if you want to add something, you can. You can only do 2, but that's pretty cool that you can have that there. We're not going to worry about the world clock. Default times. Okay, so when you schedule a meeting, if you want your default meeting time to be 30 minutes, you could. If you wanted to schedule speedy minutes, you could do that as well. I'm just gonna leave them at 30 minutes. That's what I'm gonna do for Abe Lincoln. This is kind of cool. When you send a calendar invite to somebody, normally it's just set up so that they can invite others to, and they can see the guest list, but they can't modify the event. That can be helpful if you can see someone's calendar and you want them to be proactive. You could do that. Yes, automatically, add invitations, view options. These really, I would just keep them. The only thing that you might want to change is the start day. I work for church. I do a lot of church work. So to me, Monday is Sunday. So if you wanted to change that to Monday, you could. And then that's pretty much everything in the general. Now let's talk about Abe Lincoln's setup here. Okay. So if you wanted to change the name of his calendar, like to Abe's desk or something, you could do that. You could add a description if you wanted as well. You can set your primary time zone. You can, that's your owner of the mail. If you want to make this public to people, it'll make your events visible to the world. So if you click OK, you could change it to see only free and busy details. That way, so if I was in my Culture Bus calendar and I wanted to look at Abe's busyness, if he can meet like tomorrow during our workday, if I made that available to him, just like you saw a minute ago, me searching for Chris Rivers, I'd be able to do that. So I would do that if that's really helpful for people, if you want to create some speedy meetings. If you want to give people access to your calendar, let's say you want to give Chris Rivers access, he's an assistant for Abe Lincoln, or you've got an assistant or a campus administrator or something like that. You can let them make changes and manage sharing. You can give people rights to stuff like that. So if you want to add people, you can. Event notifications, this is powerful. So like right now, the default, when we create a calendar, when I go in and I create a calendar in my inbox. So let's say I go over here and I'm like, man, I need to make a calendar for 4:00. I got a meeting. So the default will be that you'll be notified 30 minutes prior. And so if you want to change that to email, So you can get an email 30 minutes prior. You could do that. Now you can also add different types of notifications if you want. I'm going to make mine. I like to make mine for one day. Okay. And I'm going to show you why in a later video, but this is really powerful when you get, well, I'll just show it to you now. For instance, I got this email, notification that for tomorrow's work. So this is Chris Rivers and Abraham Lincoln are working together tomorrow at 12:35. So oftentimes what I do, if you schedule this to one event, one day for your event notification, then what will happen is you'll get this in your inbox when it's time to go. So will Abraham Lincoln. So what time I will often do is I will forward this to Abe Lincoln, or in this case to Chris Rivers because he's joining us, and I'll just say, hey man, looking forward to our time together. Let me know if you need anything in the meantime. Go from there. And so what that'll do is that'll forward that reminder to them, and that can be really, really helpful to be a boss when it comes to productivity on your calendar and letting people know that you're intentional about meeting with them. Very powerful. Do that. If you want to change your general notifications, you can. Nothing major change there that you need to do. This looks good. So we're just going to go ahead and it's saved. We'll go to our settings and then you're ready to go. So hopefully that helps you get your settings set up, and I'll see you in the next video where we talk about how to create calendar events, look for calendar events, and serve people better.